Hi, welcome to this epic disaster. Yeah. That was weird. One of the weirdest.
What happened to you?
I don't know.
Like you went from, are you ready? Okay, now I'm goofy.
Should I do another one? That was one of the dumbest.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I was doing.
Yeah, do it. Do another one.
No, let's just. We've done it. Let's just go.
It's over.
It's done. Let's
Move
put it
on.
behind us.
Move on.
Hi, people. How are you? I feel like it's been a long time. I'm so tired. My legs hurt.
You are very tired.
My legs are really, really hurting.
You framed a room today.
Well, I didn't frame a room. I framed the walls. My gallery, I had to put interior walls up. Mm-hmm. So I did that.
You basically framed a room inside a room, though.
Kind of. Yeah, it's a small room, but so the walls are they're right angle walls, 8-foot wall, and then a 16-foot wall.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Kind of that make a box.
Sorta.
Sorry. Yeah.
But they're not going to be enclosed, right? You can get
They're
out
not.
of the box.
Right.
It'll be like that.
No, we're going to have people come in and look at art, and they die while they're in there.
In the box.
It's like a roach motel.
You can never get out.
An art motel.
You can check in.
You come in and look at art, but you're never going to leave.
Well, that's not going to sell much then.
I don't know. It's a good experiment.
Unless that's part of the art, like performance art. Like watching people get stuck in a roach motel.
And we can put cameras up and people can pay to watch
online.
People get trapped and try to get out.
Yeah.
What are the rooms?
Escape rooms.
Escape rooms. It's like escape art.
It's a gallery.
No escape art.
No escape. A gallery of no escape.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Let's drink a beer.
Okay. So today on our live beer review, we are having something by Three Taverns Beer, which is here in Decatur, Georgia. And it's called Morning Smack.
Ow!
Woof. Now, the
you had to
artwork...
smack me while you read it.
But it's fun.
Dang.
So the artwork on the front is cute. It's like a cartoon dog who woke up and he's got tattoos and stuff, but he's having his breakfast in bed.
Oh, it's like pancake.
He's got pancakes and bacon, and the maple syrup
is
jumps up and smacks him in the face.
Slapping him in the face.
And
I have a question.
Yeah.
If he's eating breakfast, why is it 1 o'clock?
How do you know what his schedule is?
I don't know, but it could be 1 in the morning. But it's
he can have breakfast whenever he wants to have breakfast.
Who eats breakfast at 1 o'clock?
People that get up at noon.
That dog.
Yes. Anyways,
no wonder he's getting smacked.
It says here it's inspired by a favorite breakfast recipe and dripping with the familiar early AM flavors of maple, bacon, banana, and coffee.
Bacon. Now we're vegetarian.
We don't eat pig. What? I don't imagine they actually put pig in beer, but, sniff it and see. This delicious milk stout is guaranteed to rattle your mind and wake up your taste buds with a proper morning smack. So apparently they're telling us we should drink it in the morning.
Yeah, when I bought it, the guy at the liquor store was just like, "Are you going to be drinking this in the morning?"
Maybe.
I was like, "Nope, in about an hour."
Perhaps. Brewed and canned again by Three Taverns Craft Brewery, Decatur, Georgia, USA.
I don't know what it tastes like. I don't know if you're going to be able to taste the bacon, but boy, you could smell the maple. It just smells like maple to me.
8% alcohol by volume.
Oh, wow.
And you bought us both a pint can.
I'll be naked by the time this gets. Look how dark that is.
It's a milk stout. It's
Holy crap! Well, that's a dark beer, and it's not gonna. Look, there's no head forming on it at all.
Because stouts don't really tend to have a head.
There's no head at all.
Now, when I first opened it, just looking in it through the opening of the can, it reminds me of coffee I had in a fisherman's boat once. The skipper made coffee. Don't ever drink the skipper's coffee on a boat.
What, you were like 8 years old and doing heroin?
No. Oh my God. There's like oil, like skimming the top of the
coffee?
Of the coffee.
Why are you drinking coffee on a fisherman's boat?
Because I was fishing.
Oh, okay.
Why else would I be drinking coffee on a fisherman's boat?
It just smells like maple. It's a very mapley smelling beer.
Very mapley.
All right, I'm going to taste it. I'm going to be real disappointed if it tastes like bacon.
Oh.
Okay.
What do you think? What's the two biggest flavors you get? Because there are two very big flavors.
Maple.
And?
Just maple.
Coffee.
Coffee and maple, yeah. So it has what I would describe as sort of a smoky taste to it.
Yeah?
Maybe that's the bacon. I don't taste bacon, really.
No, me
maybe
either.
I don't know. Maybe some people would. It tastes like candy, actually. Have you ever had horehound candy?
I love horehound
It
candy.
sort of reminds me of that a little bit. Not as bitter, but it's very sweet for sure.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be able to finish that. It's super, super sweet. But that coffee flavor, man, that for me is probably equal to the maple.
Yeah.
Because there's definite bitter coffee in there.
Yeah, that's it's very flavorful. Let's put it that way.
It's not short on flavor.
No, and I kind of like it. It tastes like a piece of candy.
Yeah.
Smoky, mapley candy. My wife would hate it. She doesn't like maple at all.
Smoky, mapley coffee candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No banana whatsoever.
No, I don't taste the banana. I had a case of really bad. What do you want to say? Customer service, maybe.
Oh, what happened?
Oh man, I was so mad. So doing the gallery work, I'm as we mentioned, doing the gallery.
Yeah.
And I'm framing in the walls, and I need a nail gun. Now I have a small brad nailer, really tiny for things. But I'm framing a wall, so I need like a big nail gun.
Right.
To do with big nails and stuff. So I go to the Ace Hardware down here.
You always get really good service at Ace Hardware.
I love Ace. There's one Ace Hardware I'm not too fond of.
Right.
And it's down the street from me.
You've talked about that before.
I don't particularly like it. So, but I just thought, what the heck? And normally I don't shop there, but it was close by my gallery, so I just thought I'm going to go in. So I go inside, and there's a dude, an old man in there, and he asked me what I need, and told him, I need looking for a nail gun. So he sort of helps me, and there's some, and this isn't ageism or whatever, but there's just sometimes, like, especially when you're shopping, if it's like an older person, sometimes they just act like they'd rather not be there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like, I made the wrong decisions in my life and I couldn't retire at this age.
Right.
And here I am working at the Ace Hardware.
Right.
Sometimes you walk in and they're just a joy to be around. They're just great people.
Right.
This guy, I don't know if I've got the feeling he might be the manager or the owner or something. I don't know. But anyway, so it was almost like he helped me out of,
necessity.
Just out of obligation. But anyway, he did what he did, and I said I need a nail gun. I chose between two, picked one, took it back to the gallery, and I just left it in my car, went home, and then I got up the next morning. I went to the gallery, I unpacked it, and when I opened it up, I realized the box was open. It hadn't been sealed. Well, the seal was broken.
Okay.
And I opened it up, and I noticed that the nail gun was not in the plastic. The plastic was in there, but the nail gun was not in it. So the first thing I thought was, someone has used this before. And returned it. There was and I thought this was weird. There was a safety glasses in the box, which they normally don't include safety glasses.
No.
But I just kind of thought, this is weird. They're throwing in the safety glasses for the heck of it.
Yeah.
I didn't use them, but they were there, and they were brand new, or they looked like it anyway. Hooked everything up, wouldn't work.
That's why it was returned.
It was broken.
Yeah.
So I made some adjustments. I tried to do this and that, and nothing.
No.
Wouldn't work.
No.
So I thought, dang it, now I got to take it all the way back. I had left the receipt at my house, so I had to go all the way to the house, get the receipt, go all the way back to the Ace Hardware, and take it up to the front. I said, I would like to exchange this for a different one. And she says, okay, and does the stuff. And then I said, she said, and it works. It's fine. You just want to do it. I said, no, it doesn't work. It's broken. It was, and it was open when I got it. It wasn't in the package, and it's not working. So obviously somebody had some problems with it. She said, okay, just pick out what you want and come back. And I did. I got it. And I had to they didn't have the same model, so I had to get a more expensive one. Came back. So she has to get an authorization. So the person who authorized it was the old man who sold it to me.
Right.
And she says, he wants to return this for this. It was an open package. And the old guy goes, no, that was not an open package.
Oh, God.
I was like, what? Wait, you're calling me a liar? Why would I bring it back and lie about it? It was an open package. You sold it to me.
I tried to use it.
I took it, and this was the condition it was in. I took it out. It wasn't in the plastic. And then he starts, acting like he's really irritated about the whole thing. And he starts looking through it to make sure I haven't stolen anything, you know. And then he pulls out the safety glasses and he goes, "Here, do you need these back?" And I said, "No, they were in there when I bought it." And then he just looks at me like, "Oh, that's weird."
Yeah,
I
that's
was like, yeah,
weird.
it was very weird, but that's what it was when I bought it. So I end up going back and getting and this guy's name was Holly. He had a badge on that says, a name tag that said Holly. Old man named Holly.
Maybe that's his last name.
I don't know.
Interesting.
So go to the Ace Hardware in Tucker, Georgia.
Hey, don't call people out.
No,
like
I'm
that.
calling this old dude out. In fact, I did a review of Ace Hardware
Yeah.
on Google.
Yeah.
My name's on it, so I called him out. He should get called out. Why
I mean,
would you
yeah,
treat
if
your
you're
Why
gonna
would
be-
you treat your customers that way?
Yeah.
He sold the thing to me, and it wouldn't work. I brought it back, and he tries to accuse me of doing it.
And you weren't asking for your money back. You were actually going to give them
I
more
bought a
money.
more expensive one.
Right.
I should have at that moment said, "Oh, you know what? Give me my money back." But see, I was afraid he would go, "No, we have a policy. You don't get your money back, so you got to keep the broken one." So at least I got one that actually worked.
Right. So apparently men can be named Holly.
Oh, I know the lead singer for Franken Goes to Hollywood is Holly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I'm so sheltered.
Can't think of his last name though. Holly something.
Wood?
Holly Frankie.
Holly
Hollywood.
Frankie Wood. I don't know what it is. Let's play. You know
Anyway,
what?
I was just mad. I just wanted to bring it up, and I'm calling that dude out because guess what, old man? I don't care how old you are. There's no reason to be grouchy for your customers that are in there spending hundreds of dollars on things and then accusing them of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would I do that?
And who put it back on the shelf in that condition in the first place?
They did,
Without looking at it.
and then they blamed me.
Yeah. All right. Let's do a Would You Rather.
I'm not going to shop there anymore. I'm going to Home Depot.
I'm telling you what. This
I
is
will
the
say,
second time.
let me just say, there's an Ace Hardware down the street, Scott Avenue in Decatur. Awesome Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
I'd shop there.
Yeah.
I'm going back there.
You love Ace Hardware. It's just this
I do.
one that you've had bad
Yep.
experiences at.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Bad management.
Yep.
Okay. Let's do a Would You Rather.
All right, get my mind off of Ace Hardware.
You roll a stone first.
Oh yeah, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
We're rolling the stones.
Yeah.
I'm feeling blue.
Are you blue? Are you a little blue?
Oh, we haven't green a long time. There's green.
It's green. Okay.
Let's do some green.
So it's ethics and intellect.
Excuse me.
That was you.
Sorry.
Would you rather know what it is like to be a millionaire and then hit rock bottom,
Okay.
or live your entire life with just enough money to get by?
Well, that's what's going to happen. So
Right.
I would say that one.
Kind of already
I
happening.
don't think I
isn't
would
it?
want to be a millionaire. I've known a few, and I don't think I would want to be like that. I'm fine. I got just enough. I mean, it says enough to get by.
Enough to get by.
That's
Exactly.
all I need. Why do I need more than that?
You don't.
I mean, what if $1 million was what it took for me to get by? Then I would need that, right?
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
I'm going with that.
I guess it's determined on what you need to get by.
Yep.
All right. My turn.
I'm that guy. Okay, here we go.
I
Cannot drop two,
I
and you
didn't
dropped a
mean
green
to.
again. Too.
Ah! Sorry. Try that.
We're all rusty on this show. Purple.
Purple, which is the other one I dropped earlier.
Purple, would you rather, this is food and ingestion, would you rather lick clean a 10-foot by 10-foot rack covered with bat guana? You got to lick it clean.
What?
Bat shit, you got to clean it
With your tongue.
10 by 10. Or lick clean a particularly dirty locker room floor.
No.
Either bat shit
No,
or
I-
NBA floor. What do you want?
I'll be honest with you. I'd probably go for the guano.
Um,
I would think that the ingredients would be more natural.
yeah, I would think it probably is a little fruity tasting. It's probably not so bad.
They eat a lot of fruit.
But you might get COVID. You know, COVID started
Also
with the bats.
COVID. Yeah.
Rabies.
Yeah, that
there's a
too.
lot of really problems with that.
Yeah. But what do you think you get off of a locker room floor?
STDs.
And anything that they brought in on their shoes.
Yeah, there's
from
no
anywhere.
there's no good answer
No,
here.
no.
It's not going to happen.
If I have to pick one,
Yeah.
and that's the rule of the game,
Yeah.
then I'll go with the guano.
Bat guano.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't really blame you on that.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So, I have some not some facts, but some national holidays. You know what? I haven't done March facts yet, and I don't know that I'm going to do that.
Why?
What I need to know if people want to hear the monthly facts.
Everybody says they love them.
Okay. Then
We're getting letters, which we never get letters. People are actually writing letters saying that they like that. So,
Now-
and I find it useful too. I really like it. I find that I like the days. I like
that's
the
my
special
favorite.
days.
Yeah, the national holidays. I like that a lot. And then once a month, I'm going to be doing monthly facts, and I haven't done them for March yet. And this is coming out second week of March, so
Yeah, and
I'm going to be a little late, perhaps.
maybe skip this one, but we'll start with April.
Okay, and do it the first week of the first show of the month.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, now I have time to plan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Look up your own March facts, people. We can't give you all the facts.
we can. I mean, it would be a longer show if we gave you all the facts. Okay, so we're just going to do national holidays. Today, which is Monday, March the 8th, is two things that are dear to my heart. National Peanut Cluster Day.
That sounds pretty tasty.
Yeah. Oh, and
Did you say peanut?
Yes.
Okay.
Not penis. No penis
I
clusters.
don't want to.
happening
That's one
here.
thing I'm not for
Peanut Cluster
in
Day.
my area.
Also, for you Deadpool fans, it is International Women's Day.
Women's Day?
Yes.
Why Deadpool?
Oh, okay. So there's a spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Deadpool yet, there's a scene, a montage, if you will, of the main character and his love interest getting to know each other, if you want to call it that, by having sex on every holiday.
Okay.
And International Women's Day, she's in charge. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And he's allowing her to use a toy
Oh, okay.
on him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She has a strap on and she's behind him and she leans forward and goes, "By the way, Happy International Women's Day."
Oh, a strap on?
Yes.
She's doing him. Oh,
Trying to.
no.
And he's sweating and going, "No,
Yeah.
no,
No. Yeah, I would say no too.
Okay,
I
spoiler
know,
over.
That's not for me.
Hey, he was open to it, sort of,
I mean, that's fine if you're open to
for
it.
a minute.
Yeah,
Clearly not open enough.
that wouldn't be-
Oh,
I wouldn't find
Cheri,
that fun.
that
I
was
don't
bad.
think that would be fun.
Okay,
But if you do,
do it. Do it.
Go for it.
All day long,
Go
if
for
that's what you're into. Okay, so Tuesday, the 9th, is National Meatball Day.
which is kind of like National Strap-On Day.
I didn't
Very
say it was
similar.
National Strap-On Day. It's International Women's Day.
Sort of the same thing.
Not at all. Hey, there are so many other things that, Hillary Clinton is doing a thing virtually for International Women's Day tomorrow.
With meatballs? What?
Moving on.
Do you like that movie, Meatballs?
Yeah, I did.
I saw that when it came
when
out
I
in
saw
the
it
theater.
when I was 12.
I saw it when it came out in the theater. I loved
you?
it. Yeah.
All right, so this is a fun one. Tuesday is also National Get Over It Day.
Oh, that's every day for me.
Each year on the 9th of March, people across the country observe National Get Over It Day.
And if they don't, then get over it.
Just as it implies the day is to do exactly that, get over it. It may be a variety of things. Sometimes we need to get over the small things like spilled milk or traffic. Even news such as like being passed over for promotion, poor grades, an argument with a family member.
Your girlfriend with a strap on, get over it.
Whichever it may be.
Yeah.
Shouldn't cause us to live our lives in a state of misery forever. So don't fume over something minor any longer.
What's the longest thing that you're fuming about? How long do you think it would be? I mean, do you think you're still mad about something that happened to you 20 years ago? Over 20 years ago?
I don't think I'm mad about it anymore. I think I was mad about it for a long, long time. I think I'm still affected by it. But I also think that I've grown stronger because of it.
Okay.
And that didn't happen until I got over the anger.
So, what do you think is the longest reigning beef that you have? And when I say beef, I don't mean meatballs.
Yeah.
The beef that you have that you're still fuming about, that's happened in the past from somebody. How long do you think that time is?
I honestly can't answer that question.
Longer than a year?
That I'm actually mad about?
Is there anything? I don't know.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. There are things I'm upset about, and there are things that affect me, and there are things that when I think about them, and I'll tell you what, here's what I hold on to more than anger: embarrassment.
Oh.
Ridicule.
You don't like people being embarrassing you?
When I embarrass myself.
Like
if I make
dancing
a
and
mistake.
poking your eye out?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't my fault. But if I embarrass myself, like if I do something stupid, I will not live that shit down.
Like you have a booger?
No, boogers
You're in a
aren't
meeting
stupid.
and your nipples out?
No, nipples aren't stupid. Like if I make
Well, it's
a...
not stupid, but it's embarrassing. If you're in a meeting and your nipple is out,
That's not embarrassing.
you would not be embarrassed about
I
that.
would be like, oh crap, I'm so sorry. And then I'd get over it. What I'm talking about is when I make a fool of myself or I do something stupid. That's the kind of thing where you wake up in the middle of the night and you go, oh my God, why did I do that in the 3rd grade? You know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
That kind of stuff. Those are the things that linger with me. If my nipple's hanging out and I don't know about it, clearly it's not my fault. I don't know about it. Tell me. I'll put it away. If it bothers you, I'll put it away. Okay?
I will. I'll be the first to tell you.
If I have a booger hanging out of my nose, tell me. I'll put it away.
If you have a booger on your nipple, I will be the first to tell you.
How would you know you'd have to look really close to see that I had a booger on my nipple?
And what would you be doing to get that? Let's don't go there. Let's not even go there.
All right. I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about Get Over It Day because this is fun.
Okay.
Basically, Get Over It Day was created by a man named Jeff Goldblatt in 2005 after having trouble getting over an ex-girlfriend. I went to his website today in regard to this, and it's old-fashioned website. It looks like it was made when like Alta Vista was still a thing.
What was that? Angel. Oh crap! Remember that you could have free websites? It was like
Yes,
Angel something.
Yeah,
I can't remember. And
I
it was
can't
all.
either.
It was all like really bad flashing digital. Oh, so bad.
Okay, this isn't that bad.
Colors are just awful.
But it's called thewhatevernetwork.com.
Okay.
Thewhatevernetwork.com.
Whatever.
And yeah, and it's funny. It's just funny. He puts a lot of there's recent content there because he has songs about getting over it, you know, and posted there that he's obviously they're recent. So moving on to Wednesday the 10th. 2 things that I think go very well together. One is National Pack Your Lunch Day.
Okay.
So take a packed lunch to work if you go to work. Since we all work from home, I think we all kind of already do pack our lunches.
We're all packing right now. Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's also National Blueberry Popover Day.
Whoa.
So I say put a blueberry popover in your packed lunch.
That's true. Go
Yeah,
for it. Do that.
Do it to it. Here's one that you'll find interesting, Rick. Thursday the 11th is National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day.
I don't recognize them.
You don't recognize any funeral directors or morticians?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I admire their work. So it's work I wouldn't want to do.
You wouldn't?
No.
I think I would.
Yeah, I could see you being fascinated by it. You wanted to go to for a time when way back when you were in Chattanooga. You wanted to go to school to be a forensic scientist.
Longer before that, much longer before that, and I never did it. And then I just felt like it was too late. Yeah, I wanted to do autopsies on people. Okay, so it's also World Kidney Day. I suggest people go to worldkidneyday.org and learn about your kidneys because you'd be surprised how your kidneys affect, well, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised how your kidneys affect your entire body and how your entire lifestyle affects your kidneys.
Yeah.
So please take
And
care
treat
of
them
those
well.
kidneys.
Treat your kidneys well.
Also,
Treat
I should say,
your kidneys well. Sorry.
I thought that was Treat Your Children Well. Isn't that a Michael Jackson song?
Treat your kidneys well. Treat your children well is like Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Oh, okay. Anyways, I should also say it's not just March 11th is World Kidney Day. It's just the second Thursday in March, which this time happens to be the 11th. The 12th of March is National Plant a Flower Day.
What flower would you plant?
Oh, something easy. I'm horrible at plants. The only thing I have ever been able to grow is pothos because it's almost impossible to kill. I might be able to do a cactus. I just don't like cactuses because they're pokey. So I would probably do. I mean, they're beautiful. I just don't want to touch them because they're pokey.
And that's cactus for you.
Yeah, and I think if I were to plant a flower, and of course I'm going to go with something tough. I'm going to do like a bulb flower, like a tulip or a hibiscus, something like that.
Hibiscus and gravy, very, very good. I love irises. Those are my favorite flowers.
Very pretty.
They're also a bulb flower. And morning glory. See, there was a time when I always had a morning glory in my house.
Yeah.
And I would always plant it like right in front of the kitchen window, and I would let it climb up stuff. I love that. And they're so beautiful. Yeah. And then in the morning they actually come out and bloom, and they're purple and they're beautiful. And then at night they shrivel like me.
Also true. How difficult are they to keep alive?
Morning glory is not hard at all, actually pretty easy.
Really?
But they come in several different colors. You can get white ones and magenta and purple, and
you have to be careful too when you have pets about what you grow in your house.
Yeah, if
and
they
whether
get up there,
whether
sure.
they can get to it or not.
Little kittens, sure. Some big cats won't mess with it, but you don't want things dropping onto the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because some things are toxic to animals and to people.
Yep.
Okay, so it's also, and this is something I need to talk about for a minute, National Baked Scallops Day.
Ooh.
So I've never baked scallops. I've always sauteed them in butter and seared them. I've always done seared scallops.
Yeah.
And I think they're lovely and sometimes a little too sweet because scallop meat is very sweet.
Okay.
Sweeter than crab. I've always wanted to know how to bake them though, because if you can bake scallops, you get to omit a lot of that butter.
But I feel like baking brings out the sugar and things. So I feel like baking would make it sweeter.
You think so?
That's my thought. Like grilling might be better for it, but baking, because it's sitting there kind of like baking in its juices, which are reducing, and if it's sweet, it's going to be sweeter. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what
maybe. I'm going to look for a
chef.
good recipe, but
I'm
here's
not
the
Alton
thing.
Brown, all right?
No, you're not. No, you are not. You're much taller than he is. The only problem with baked scallops is that if I'm actually going to attempt a recipe that I find, say, online or something, it's easy to screw up, and it's an expensive screw up if you do, because scallops are not super cheap.
Right.
The baby scallops, the little tiny ones, cheaper, but not good for baking.
My wife just made some. We went to Florida and she bought a bunch of seafood, which we had some tonight.
We did.
She did the scallops. I wasn't a huge fan of the scallops. I feel like that I could have been if they. So I would like them like really kind of a crust on them, like
absolutely
cooked a little longer,
seared on the outside, like caramelized on the outside,
crunchy.
And then of course, just by doing that, just by cooking the top and bottom and searing them, the entire scallop ends up cooked.
Well, I've been vegetarian my whole life, and I just recently, this year, added fish or seafood to my diet because I'm trying to get more protein. And I've discovered there's a lot of stuff I don't care for.
Yeah, and that's
most
fine.
of it I don't care for.
Some people say they like fish, but then they only eat like 2 kinds of fish.
So that's me. So like tuna, I love tuna. It's like steak. I just eat all kinds of tuna.
And you're talking about like
tuna steak.
Yeah, not
so
like
good.
tuna out of a can.
I will eat tuna out of a can too. Still is good.
Yeah.
And shrimp I like a lot. So
Okay.
I had some shrimp last night. We went to a restaurant and it was blackened shrimp. Man, that's good. They did a good job with that. So that's kind of where I am. I like those. Like tonight, I didn't care for. We had grouper tonight.
Yeah,
I didn't
we
care
had
for
grouper
and other kinds of stuff. I will eat salmon. Some salmon I like. Okay, it's not all my favorites.
And you haven't done the sushi thing yet.
Sushi, what?
Like raw fish.
Oh, I will eat that. I mean, that doesn't. I've had raw tuna.
Oh, that's
sushi,
also true. Okay.
But I don't like. I'm not a big fan. I mean, again, I've had it before, so I know what it tastes like. But I'm not a big fan of eel and shrimp. I mean, not shrimp. Octopus and like my wife likes calamari. And I had like 2 pieces of it, and I was like, ugh, no, not for me. I don't. And it's not rubbery. It's just I don't like the taste.
What do you think about sea urchin?
I don't think I've had that.
I'd like to. I don't think I've ever tried it.
It's like a sea cactus.
No. It's the
It's
inner.
pokey. It's very pokey.
It's not pokey. The outside is very pokey. The inside is the yellow. It's almost like a soft. I mean, they eat it with. I've seen it eaten with sushi a lot, but I've never tasted it myself.
Yeah, I don't want it.
You don't want it?
I'm not gonna
You're
eat
like, no, it's fine. Okay, so let's move on to the 13th, which this year is on a Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. National Open an Umbrella Indoors Day.
That's stupid.
It's not. It has a fun. It's got a fun history. So it's basically just testing the theory that opening an umbrella inside brings bad luck by doing so.
It's a waste of a day.
It is
They
kind
should
of
have
a waste of a
something
day. But the guy who came up with it, Thomas Edward Knibb of Frederick, Maryland, created this day to encourage people.
Wait, how did he create the day? What do you have to do to create a day? Did that
Anything.
guy just say it and then now we're reading about it, or
Just
do you have to
register it?
Do you have to? You do. You have to go to the government. And
Yeah.
and so this guy went to the government and goes, I want to have open an umbrella in the house day.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to be like, maybe you have to put down a $500 deposit?
Oh, I doubt that.
Because no, it's the government. You don't think they're going to do it just for the heck of it? They got to have something
if you want
back.
it to be a government sanctioned day, maybe. But this is just a day. Like this is your organization saying every year this is going to be Rick Baldwin Day.
So this epic disaster, let's sponsor a day, Booger on Your Nipple Day.
Okay.
And it'll be, we should make it every March the 14th is Booger on Your Nipple Day.
That would be this Sunday.
It's true. And what's going to happen is next year, someone's going to be like, you know what, today? And we're going to be like, no.
Why would we know that?
It's Booger on Your Nipple Day.
We'll be like, this person is drinking because we have no idea what they're talking about.
But why can't Booger on Your Nipple Day be a day like open an umbrella in the house? They're just as dumb.
They are. But
Booger on Your Nipple is more natural.
But this one, listen to me. Damn it. Yes, a booger on your nipple is much more natural than opening an umbrella indoors. But this one is proving superstition wrong. Like, that's the point.
So is Booger on Your Nipple. I feel like what if you open an umbrella and then you get electrocuted or if something happens to you, then you're just reinforcing it.
Or let's say you open an umbrella, poke somebody in the nose, and a booger ends up on
their
your
nipple, and then
Done.
I
Done.
feel
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to.
Oh,
That's my entire point.
By the way, just a PSA here, if you are going to open an umbrella indoors and you're around other people, you might want to let them know so you don't actually poke somebody's eye out.
And put your nipple away.
Or, put your nipple away. Oh, by the way, another fun thing about Saturday, it's also National Good Samaritan Day.
Oh.
Much
so
different.
maybe boogers on the nipples and Good Samaritan Day, not compatible. Maybe
Here's
the booger
the
on the
thing.
nipple should be a different day.
Well, you said it was going to be the 14th, which is Sunday. I'm still on Saturday here.
13th. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
But if you do end up with a nipple, a booger.
I already have.
If you end up with a
couple.
booger on your nipple, find a Good Samaritan with a tissue.
Or an umbrella.
Or an umbrella.
Yes.
One way or the other. It'll
Okay.
work out for you.
Sure.
I
That
promise.
I feel like a Good Samaritan would do that. They would be like, excuse me.
Let me wipe that
You
booger
have a booger on your nipple.
off of your nipple.
Let me wipe that off while you're opening the umbrella in the house.
But watch my eyes.
Yeah. Don't poke me.
Don't poke me in the eye.
Or
I don't
use
wanna,
the strap on behind me.
I don't want to be pokey.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, let's finish on a high
What's
note.
going on?
I don't know.
We've lost control of this podcast.
Let's finish on
Have we
Sunday.
ever had control of this podcast?
No. This podcast has control of us. All right, so Sunday is, I'll go ahead and just throw this one out there. I said I wasn't going to do the big ones that you know, but it is National Pie Day.
Pie Day? Oh, that's right.
3/14.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, if you don't know what National Pie Day is, look it up. Okay. And that's pie, P-I, by the way.
I always find it funny on Facebook. Everybody has to mention it like no one's ever seen it before. It's like,
Well, they
well,
do the
let's
same-
see. I've had Facebook for the past 10 years. I think I've seen it every year since then. It's not that clever.
Not to mention, they do the same thing with May the 4th.
I know.
And, oh, God, yeah. It's just over it.
It's like, we've heard it. We know.
I mean, but then
Have you heard of Booger on Your Nipple Day? No.
No, you haven't.
Start talking about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And how would you celebrate that? Come on, we need
We
some
got to
ideas.
think of a way to celebrate it. That's
Yeah.
true. We need
Yeah.
some traditions. I mean, you have Festivus, the airing of the grievances, but Booger on the Nipple Day, we need to kind of really work on this holiday.
So I'm thinking that the Booger on the Nipple Day starts with the airing of the nipples.
That you'll get off Facebook for that. Yeah.
You have to air the nipples in order to get the boogers on them.
Oh man.
Anyways, guess what else Sunday is? You're gonna love this one. National Potato Chip Day.
Oh, I'll trade every booger on nipple for that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite potato chip?
I have a couple favorite potato chips. I love sour cream and onion potato chips. I love barbecue potato chips.
Yep.
Even though lately, and I don't know if this is just me, but as you say, they're adding more and more sugar to stuff.
Totally.
Barbecue potato chips are almost too sweet anymore.
Yeah,
depending on the brand.
Yep.
If you get like a really good, like a kettle chip, oftentimes it won't be as sweet. But if you just go and get like Lay's barbecue, it's like sugar.
Yeah.
It's just sugar.
I mean, barbecue sauce has sugar in it, honey and things. It's a little sweet, but they're doing too sweet. Well, you just mentioned it. My favorite chip, kettle chip, but Lay's kettle chip with salt and pepper is my favorite chip.
Yeah.
I love that. And then my wife and I get, I want to say it's Kroger brand, but I'm not sure.
It's the private
horseradish.
Select. Yeah.
Horseradish, steak and horseradish
and they're
flavor.
so good.
There's so much sodium in that.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this year, it's the second Sunday in March. The 14th is the second Sunday in March, which means it's daylight savings time.
Oh, cool.
So that's this Sunday.
Spring forward.
Think about that today on Monday, though, because honestly, some people, it really affects them when you have to lose an hour of sleep.
Yeah, it does me.
But think about how it affects also your pets. So you have to remember that just because, the time is different, the pets
they still want to eat.
And body, yeah. So what I saw today on a suggestion is start in small increments starting Monday.
But this time they're not going to be expecting to eat for behind the time. So
but it's fall backward.
Fall backward is when they're going to be hungry earlier.
The problem you're going to have in the springtime when you spring forward is that you're going to be expecting them to go out and do their business, and
they're going to be sleeping.
They're going to be like, "I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
What happened?"
And snoring.
So if you start in little increments on Monday, by the time Sunday rolls around, it's not going to put your body or their body or anybody's body into shock.
Okay.
I mean, it just 1 week, and then boom. And then it's not all happening at once. So
okay.
Yay. That's all I got. That's it.
Speaking of booger nipples, I want to say I watch NHK, which is
do you think people have nipples that look like boogers?
Oh, I hope not. I watch NHK, which is the I don't know if everybody gets it on their cable thing, but it's the Japanese TV show, TV channel.
Yeah, you watch it.
Love it.
A lot.
A ton of it. So I was watching it a couple days ago, and they were showing this dairy farm, and they have a robot that locates a cow teat.
Yeah,
they're teat finders. Because they find the teat and then they put the little teat sucker on it. Mm-hmm. So, but the robot so the robot is programmed to find a teat.
Yep.
Like a lot of frat boys.
Yeah. Probably programmed by a frat boy.
Yeah, they got the same technique.
Yep.
But I just thought it's so weird. There's actually a robot. Somebody's like, we need a robot to look for a cow teat. How specific.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, who has time to walk through some of these dairies have thousands of cows, and if they're all being milked at the same time, who's going to go in there and actually stick the things on the thing?
But that's the thing. It's easy to find a teat. I mean, and anybody can, like a farmer, dairy farmer could do that. Mm-hmm. But then there's so many and putting that onto the teat is a very simple thing. But you would think, like, for a robot, that would be a real easy thing to do. But the hard part is actually finding the teat. I want one in my bedroom. I want a teat finding robot in my bedroom.
You might want to reconsider that.
I just think it would be interesting.
Because you know what teats look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then put a sucker on it?
Well, I mean, it's got to know the difference, I would think. It needs to know.
I don't know.
So the last, this is weird. Now, I brought this up a couple weeks ago. I've been dreaming about lions a lot.
Lions?
All of a sudden, lions are a recurring thing in my dream.
Really?
I don't know why, but they've mostly been, it's like I've been at a zoo and they're attacking me or trying to attack me. So it's a common thing. Well, okay, so last night I dreamed about a lion. The lion wasn't even around me. It wasn't having, I just saw it.
Right.
It was attacking emus. And there was like a guy, like a Steve Irwin kind of guy, like he had the lion by the neck. He was like pulling it off of the emus.
So you were on safari in La La Land.
Sort of like that.
Okay.
It was sort of a weird thing. But here's what's weird too, is the last 2 nights I've dreamed of little tiny baby kittens, like brand new kittens.
Interesting.
So I've got the lions and the new kittens. And I don't know what those mean. And, you know, I'm usually the interpreter of the dreams, but I have a hard time interpreting my own. So I don't know the new baby kittens the last 2 nights and the lions that are a recurring thing. So last night I dreamed both about the lion and the baby kittens.
Interesting. Now, anything new could be a baby.
Possibly. Mm-hmm.
You have a new gallery.
Yep.
That could be your baby.
Well, I did figure, because my cat was like snuggled into my arms last night, so I thought maybe that could have something to do with it.
Sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
But maybe not. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't say I've ever dreamt about lions. Mine is always bears. Always bears.
Oh my.
Oh my. Ain't got no tigers though.
But there, you know, who knows if the kittens could grow up to be tigers. I don't know what my wife looked up what lions were, and you know, I could kind of see a correlation. You know, some of it is fear, some of it is like a new venture, you know, bold, and you know, but I don't know what it means yet, and especially with the kittens. So we got the whole thing, the lion and the kittens. Got to figure it all out.
Or you could have been dreaming about my cat.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't usually dream about your cat.
Did we talk about this yet on the pod?
I don't know.
We haven't yet, actually, because it just happened a week ago Friday, and we haven't recorded since then. So, my cat got very, very sick. Started on Thursday night of last week before, and she started vomiting and not being able to hold anything down. She was vomiting water, and it was violent. Like it would knock her over when she threw up. That's how much it was icky. She had been this sick once before, back in November, December 2019, and they could never tell me why she was sick, even though I walked in there and I said, I think it's pancreatitis because I've seen this before.
Yeah.
They never once, I don't think they even checked for it at the emergency hospital that I took her to. When I took her to my vet this time, thankfully, I'm not working at the office. I'm working at home. So I was there in the morning with her when it was continuing, and I just said, screw it. And I called him and I said, I need to get her in. They were able to get her in that day. So it ultimately only cost me about half of what it cost last year. Yeah, she has pancreatitis.
Yeah, that's a nasty one.
Yeah. So what had happened, and this makes me feel just fucking awful. But what had happened is a year ago when she got really sick, we also found some underlying early kidney problems. Mm-hmm. And at the time she was 16 years old, it's like underlying early kidney at 16 years. That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like we'd be surprised if she didn't have something like that. But she was pre-diabetic, and it was time to get her off the dry food and put her on nothing but wet food. So that's what we did. And she'd been on that wet food just fine for a year. I accidentally ordered the wrong food.
Uh-oh.
And I fed it to her for 3 days,
mm-hmm.
and then she got sick.
But that's not your fault, because pancreatitis usually doesn't come out that quick.
It does.
For older animals a lot, but still not always. But, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had to probably have had some symptoms before, too. It came on very suddenly this time. Yeah.
And I believe it's the food that I was giving her. So... Anyways, she got some fluids, she got some medications. She's been fine since. She's home. She's doing all right. She did throw up again in the middle of the night, and I realized she had no food.
Uh-oh.
And my vet made it very clear with cats with pancreatitis, you want to make sure that they keep eating.
Sure.
You don't want them to stop eating. I mean, they don't have to eat 24/7, but
mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. And she was completely out of food, and I had fallen asleep on the couch, so I didn't know how long she'd been out of food.
Mm-hmm.
So I had purchased some more of the bland diet just in case if she were to throw up again. And I gave her that, and she ate it, and she's fine. She's fine. She's been fine.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of, I'm sure it's still very sensitive.
Yeah, pancreatitis is that weird little area. It's like it could go either way. You just got to wait until they kind of come out of it. And then it's like, whew, okay. They're much more resilient.
Yeah. And you know, kitties, I don't know if this is the same in puppies, but with kitties, the ducts to their pancreas and liver are very close together.
Okay.
So when she was originally tested, her liver values were quite high as well.
Oh.
Elevated. Let's say elevated. So that's why I had to take her back, obviously, this past Friday, and to get that checked, because it's hard to tell, since they're so close together, which one is affecting the other one. Like if this is inflamed, it could screw this up, and vice versa. So when I took her back, everything looked great, both on the pancreas and the liver. And of course, she still has mildly elevated kidney values. But the doctor said I wouldn't do anything different than you're doing or had been doing with the food I had her on. Just don't buy the wrong shit again.
I don't think I've ever taken an animal to a vet that they didn't say, well, their liver count was a little high. Every time. I don't care what they're being tested for. They always say that.
And I think it's because of what we feed our animals.
Maybe. Could be.
I mean, it's just we don't feed them very well.
Well, I mean, we're trapping them.
Right.
Like, you're going to live with us for the rest of our lives.
And the rest of your life.
I know you would rather have gazelle, but I'm giving you kibbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kibbles.
Yeah, they're just like little pellets.
Yep.
You're going to eat pellet food. I'm not going to tell you what's in it, but you're going to learn. You'll learn to love it.
You'll get excited about it.
But that's why I think, especially for cats, having the meat is good, because it's kind of close to a natural diet for them.
Yeah. And you know, and the doctor, our old vet, said to us, you know, the treat aisle at the grocery store is like pancreatitis lane.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything in that aisle is bad.
Stay away.
Yeah, stay away. So I like to give Toffee things like frozen green beans. She loves green beans, by the way.
Or snap peas are really
Snap
good.
peas, yeah. But they have a high sugar content, too.
Snap peas do?
Yeah.
No.
But I will tell you that even my vet said if you're going to give your dog or even your cat vegetables, you know, the green ones are better because the more red they are, the more sugar they have. Like carrots, orange, super high sugar.
That's good sugar, though.
Yeah.
They need a little bit of that.
Yeah. But anyways.
All right.
That's my story about my kitty. She's doing okay for
better,
right now.
So that's good.
Yeah, she's doing okay for right now. She's asking for cuddles and love and everything. So that's all I can ask.
Well, that's good. Well, we should start. Look, I have a quick question. I guess it's quick. We can talk about it for a few minutes.
Okay.
It's kind of getting into some metaphysical areas.
Okay.
We talked about doing a God show. This is not it.
We're going to. This is not it.
But I do have a question for you. I was just thinking about this the other day and wanted to see what you thought, what your opinion is. Do you believe that you either are or have a separate container of life that's distinctly you? Like either in your body or, you know, that's like, this is you as a thing, an entity, life, a being. And then this is that person.
Okay.
And then this is this person. So do you see within yourself a life that has that has borders, I should say, that is you, and it's distinct from the life that's here in me, and anyone that you encounter, they have their own life that has little borders on it. That's them.
I think that I used to. I think that some people would call it your consciousness. Some people would call it your ego. Some people would call it, you know, your soul. And whatever you call it, that's fine. But no, not anymore. I do know that I have. I mean, when I use the word I am stating a fact that this is me, right?
And then the question is, what is that?
What is that?
That you're calling
that
I.
I'm calling I. Is it my mind? Is it my, you know, soul, if such thing exists? Is it, you know, my ego, which a lot of people will go straight and say, yeah, that's ego, because there is no you if you don't have an ego. So my ego has determined that this is my container.
The outline of your body.
The outline of my body, where my skin stops. But I know full well that's not true.
Right.
So I would no longer agree with that statement. I would no longer say that I think that I have a container of me.
But try to answer it from the standpoint of not theoretically or not philosophically, but practically. So every day that you exist, do you live like that's true? Like you have a thing that's you?
Yes. Every day I do live like this is me.
So that there is a separate thing, a separate life in this world that is you.
Correct. And I think that comes from a need to feel special, to feel separate from, and to feel unique.
Well, that is the ego.
That is completely ego.
The ego, from a lot of spiritual people and metaphysicians will say there's no such thing as ego. There is such thing as ego. There's no ultimate reality that is an ego, but there is a illusionary existence that is ego. That is an ego.
There's a concept of ego,
and that is who you think you are,
right,
or who you define yourself as,
right.
No one can say you're not really an IT person. No one could say that because you are. You're an IT, but in the whole of reality, you're not. But from a human standpoint, you are.
Right.
So, it's both of those. Yes and no.
Exactly.
But reality is no. But to feel like you are a separate being, a separate thing, a separate entity. But what's really weird is that there's nothing in our experience that will validate that idea. You cannot find a border other than the border of your body, but you can't even find that.
Yeah.
There's no border of your life or the life you experience. There's no border to that.
And even if there were, even if you consider your skin, the thing that holds in all of your flesh and blood and gooiness, even if you consider that where you stop existing, you exist within that skin. That skin isn't the same skin it was 7 years ago. Or it's not the same skin that was 14 years ago.
And if you are in an accident and your legs get cut off, are you less of a person as you were before that?
Absolutely not.
You're just saying you feel the same.
Yep.
You don't have those legs to get around in.
Right. You have to learn to live a different way, but that doesn't mean that part of you is gone. I mean, part of you, who you in essence are, doesn't go away because you lose a part of your physical being.
But it's really freaky because we assume something that we have, our mind has told us since we were 2 years old or before, that we are this. We are we are an entity. Our mind told us that. There's no instruction manual that actually says this is true.
Right.
We don't know it.
Nope.
There's no evidence to point to it. We just assumed it. Our mind kind of said that it's true.
Well, and everybody around us told us that
Other
too.
people told us. But when you try to find it, you can't find it. It doesn't exist. And even the being that you call yourself, the I, that consciousness has no definition. It has no border. I mean, visually, I can see the package that you come in and the package that I come in.
The meat sack.
But I can't. The actual consciousness is not trapped in there because I'm conscious of you out there. I'm conscious of me here.
I don't just exist within this. I exist with the world. Like you and I are existing together right now.
So, and this is the thing to ponder. We all walk around thinking we're all individual beings. When there's no border, there's no nothing, there's no individual beings there. What if we're all the exact same thing, and we just think we're individuals? So the way I look at it is, all right, let's say you have a room, or let's say a town.
Okay.
a town full of TVs.
Okay.
They're all watching HGTV.
Wow. All kinds of twin brothers.
You go into this house, you got HGTV. You go over into this house, you got HGTV. There's 50,000 HGTVs.
Yep.
How many HGTVs are there?
Yeah, there's really only one.
There's one.
Yeah.
That one that's broadcasting through each 50,000. That sure looks like HGTV right there.
Yeah.
Coming through that.
Yep.
Over here too. That one.
Also there.
Go over there. They're all
same.
that one. The color's different from this one. This one is super high def. Looks like it's in your face. But it's very different from that one over there. This one's black and white TV. They all look different. We could say they're different. They're different brands of TVs. The sound is different. How many HD TVs are there?
One.
There's just one. Broadcasting through each one. What if that is what it is, that each person, we're like a broadcast thing. We're like the TV. We're broadcasting this consciousness, one consciousness, and we color that conscious. Just like the TV has different sound, so the device itself basically colors the consciousness depending on what it's coming through. Maybe it's coming through a radio. Maybe it's coming through the internet. And so it gives it its own form, but yet it's still just the one thing that's broadcasting. And we go around thinking we're individual people, but we're not. We're just that part of that ego that seems like it's an individual dies, but the consciousness that we really, really are goes on forever and ever and ever and ever.
That's quite possible. The only flaw I see in your theory of HGTV, and I know you just came up with that.
Yeah.
But the only flaw that I'm going to point out, because I like to do that, is that while HGTV at 10:45 a.m. looks different on my computer than it does on your television, it's still the same content. It's still the same subject matter in the exact same time. So that's the only real flaw that I see.
It's not a flaw.
It's because that would be everybody having the same ideals, saying the exact same thing at the exact same time. Because if it's HGTV on that screen and it's HGTV on this screen, and neither of them have been paused like you can now, and they're both broadcasting, they're both saying the exact same thing.
But you're confusing the illustration. So the illustration is just an illustration.
Right, and I get that.
So if we're talking consciousness, let's say consciousness is pure consciousness.
Okay.
It's just pure. It doesn't have the color. It's pure. It's just like light, sunlight. That's pure white. And then it has to go through the prism before it breaks it up into all the colors. And it's still the same sunlight, but the prism, we're all like prisms. And depending on the shape or the size or the quality or whatever, is how it all breaks through. So that pure consciousness is coming through each person. But who we, number one, think we are, our education, our social status, our the way we were raised, our biases, our beliefs, all of that stuff colors that pure consciousness and makes it appear to be an individual. And in fact, that is what the individual is a coloring of that pure consciousness. The pure consciousness is in no way affected by the coloring.
Right.
But it's an illusion. So the illusion of you, the illusion of me, is that we're coloring this consciousness based on, like, if I was blind, I wouldn't be able to have the same experience as you.
Right.
But it's still the same consciousness. So it's coming through it, and just where I was born, how I was raised, all of that kind of stuff comes through. So what we do as individuals is we take that ego that is the coloring of the pure consciousness, and we call that the reality instead of the pure consciousness.
Okay. I see what you're saying. That is something to ponder. I would ask you this, though. Do you, in this illustration that you're going over, do you believe that there is, how do I ask this question? Do you believe that there is a beginning to that consciousness? or some kind of owner of that consciousness?
No, the consciousness just is. It is and has always been.
Okay.
I think it's...
And always will be?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see it as it's not...
It's not its own entity.
Yeah, human beings can't understand certain things. We can't understand things that don't have an outline.
Right.
That don't have a definition.
Abstract thought is difficult.
We're not made to think that way.
Right.
So something that's eternal, that has no beginning and has no end. But it's also not a being the same way that human beings are being.
Right.
It's a... It is being, not a being. It's just being. We are always being, and to be has always been. You know.
Okay.
You can't have anything without being. Even like during the Big Bang, space had to be.
Yeah.
So there's no state of no being.
Right.
There's always some state of being.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that being is a being.
I understand what you're saying.
An entity being. Anyway, I don't know. I just think sometimes I stop and I just think about how we have assumed so much in life. We assume we don't have a manual.
No.
No one has ever proven to us that we are individuals.
Nope.
That we have, but I always think people always just say, "This is my life, and I'm going to live it the way." And I'm like, "Your life? Where did you get it? Why is it yours? Where did you go buy it? Who gave it to you? Where did you get it? How do you control it? Can you control anything in your life? Life just happens. Life just exists. It's just being. We follow along with it, and we like to think we're in control, but we're not. And we don't know any more about that than we ever knew about it.
I agree. I agree with that.
But we just early along when we were formulating our thoughts and we had that first thought of I am me, we started defining that. We made that me an outline and made it this body. But there's nothing to say that that's true.
Also true.
And there's nothing to back that up other than you can back up the fact that you do have a body outline, but even that, if you cut your hair, if you cut your nails, if you have your arm chopped off, it's not going to change who you are. And
it may not actually, because when you brush by something but don't actually touch it, you can still feel it.
Right. You
can still feel it.
But you walk all day long, you walk and cells fall off of your body. You're leaving pieces of what this body is that
everywhere.
You assume it's you,
right?
But you're leaving pieces all the time. You're breathing in, breathing out. When you do, it comes in and comes out. You regenerate your entire body every 7 years. You're still the same person you've always been, right?
Supposedly.
But that body has changed. It's not you.
Also true.
All right. Not going to go any deeper than that.
Okay.
Let's talk about beer.
Let's talk about what you think about this beer and what I think about this beer. Let me remind you what we're drinking. What did I do with the can? You moved.
Morning Smack.
It's called Morning Smack.
Ow! Why do you keep doing that?
Again. It's maple, bacon, banana, coffee, milk stout, 8% alcohol by volume, by Three Taverns Draft Brewery in Decatur, Georgia. Thoughts?
Man, this is a beer that's just full of flavor. It ain't a shy beer.
No, I mean, it even says in the title, Smack.
It is. It's robust. It's very, very flavorful. And that's how it stands, but it's also how it falls.
Yeah.
That's a little too much.
It's intense. It's yeah.
This can is a big tall one. What is it?
It's a pint.
Pint can. It should come in a half pint because that's too much to drink.
Or maybe we should have just shared one.
I have to say, I really like the flavor.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, but I can't drink that much of it.
You and I, neither of us have gotten halfway through.
No.
This. And that's saying something.
And my tongue is tired.
That's what they said.
It's got flavor all in there, and every taste has been good. I like the flavor a lot, but it demands attention. It's definitely a smack.
It's in your face. First thing in the morning.
Smack it.
Right up in your face.
Yeah.
I could not. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish it. I know I'm not gonna be able to
No.
finish it. It's not a bad beer.
No, not at all.
I will also
Very
say,
tasty.
I will also add that whilst it claims maple, bacon, banana, coffee, I get no bacon.
Not really. A
I
little
get
smoky.
zero banana
I can't taste the banana.
at all. It's maple and coffee.
Maple, very, very mapley, and the coffee's there, and then a little smoky taste that could possibly be bacon is in there, but it's mostly just maple coffee.
It's mostly just maple coffee.
Yeah, but very strong, and but I like it. I'm not going to drink anymore. I can't.
I literally feel like I've had too much dessert. If
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of struggling on what I wanted to rate it.
You're probably going to be surprised. I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
This is not something I would buy for myself at home.
Okay.
Now, I don't drink much beer at home, but if I were going to go out and want a beer, even if I were to go sit at a restaurant,
No, you don't want this with food.
I would no. No.
This has got to be your food.
This is food. Yeah.
This is a nice little.
This is dessert.
Yeah.
After you've had a light meal.
So I like it enough to give it a 4,
Okay.
but I feel like it's so heavy and so just busy. I almost drop it to a 3.5, but I don't know. I don't know that that's fair. So I'm just gonna go ahead with the 4.
Okay.
I really like the taste. It's got some really nice taste, but if you have this beer, it's a challenge. Just
Be
work.
ready.
You're gonna work it.
Be ready. Yeah. And don't drink it after a big meal.
No,
Just because
I
you
would
won't
say
be able to.
get a pint of it and split it with 3 of your friends.
Yep.
Then it'll be good.
It'll be fine.
It's almost like a sherry wine. It's just got that heavy, smoky taste. Very, very, very sweet.
Very sweet.
Really, that might be the thing about it that I dislike the most is it's so sweet.
Same.
Yeah.
Flavorful is great. Sweet and it's like it's pushing that sickly sweet.
Yeah.
And if I were to finish it, I feel like my tongue would stick to the roof of my mouth.
It's kind of doing that for me now.
Yeah.
Not your tongue.
Okay.
Well, anyway, thanks for joining us, everyone. Thanks for listening to our beer review. If you have any comments, questions, anything, suggestions, send them to thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook. We're there. We hang out. We chat occasionally, except for Cheri. Cheri bailed on Facebook.
I did. I wanted to mention that if anybody's listening and you think I blocked you, I didn't. I deactivated my Facebook again, and this time it may be permanent.
But you're going to try to do Instagram a little more.
I am, because I feel like I need to contribute.
This Epic Disaster on Instagram might be seeing some more action. The Twitter, not quite as much, but maybe a little bit. I will still be on Facebook.
Yeah.
You can actually follow me on Facebook on This Epic Disaster on my regular account. I don't care.
Whatever.
Just be nice. That's all I require.
Yeah. It's don't be a dick.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm going to be doing a lot of work in the next few weeks, putting the gallery together.
Whoop.
If you're in Atlanta and you want to see some great art, the Rec Gallery, REK Rec Gallery, will be open in probably the 1st of May.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
Yeah.
Do you already have artists?
Several.
Can you tell us what kind of art would be there?
The whole thing is it's contemporary and eclectic Southern art, or art by Southern artists.
Okay.
So a little quirky art that doesn't fit in regular galleries, a little weird maybe,
Okay.
a little strange, a little unique, but stuff that you look at and you go, whoa, I've never seen that before.
Okay.
That's what I'm hoping for, is just really new kinds of stuff.
That sounds like fun.
And everything will be for sale, so it'll be a great place to decorate your house. You go in and buy some art.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
Some of my stuff will be in it too.
Whoop.
Got some ideas of some new stuff I'm going to make.
Excellent.
But anyway, we're also on YouTube. You can listen to the entire shows on YouTube. We prefer that you subscribe. Wherever you download podcasts, go subscribe. Apple, iTunes, Google Play, Google whatever, podcasts, I guess, Stitcher Radio,
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then subscribe to us so that you make sure that it comes to you. And then leave us a little review.
Yep.
That helps us
Please
out.
do that, please.
All right, we will be back we're here every Monday.
Yeah.
We'll be back next
Mostly.
Monday with a new show and
We
some
will.
new facts and some new stuff.
And yeah, it'll be fun. We look forward to talking to you then.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see you then.
Bye. This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.